And what we do is sometimes you get, when you get people from regions, we try to promote even the regional hotel schools for them actually.
That is an interesting point, because you said there's an increase in response.
Yes.
So I was also going to ask you, like usually in Sri Lanka there's this perception that it's always good to be a lawyer, a doctor or an engineer.
Exactly.
And they don't look at the hotel profession in that light. So sometimes they would want to take up to another profession.
Exactly.
So do you think there has to be something to change this mindset, and why would you think that the hotel, the profession of the hotelier is also a very valuable profession where you can really excel?
Yes, actually, you're very correct, because earlier, there was a perception, people who can't study, who don't get selected anywhere will go to the hotel industry because you don't need really intelligence or whatever. But it's totally wrong. When you look at our past graduates, the people who are holding top positions in the industry, I mean, they're top people actually. And yes, of course, I think unprofessionally, I think we need to make it a 100%, a degree sort of a graduation. And earlier over the years, yes, the people, the parents, they want their children to either to become a engineer, doctor, lawyer, or an accountant, like that. But it has changed. I mean, even with the problems earlier we had with the tourism industry, it changed actually, because we have a lot of children coming from good families, well-to-do families coming and going through the mill and becoming top hoteliers. And also the people who own hotels, who used to own hotels, and they have their children taking up the position, the hotel their own hotel operation. So they, for that also, not only the experience, the qualification, the going through the mill, the going through the real scientific way of operating hotel is important. So you see, even the hotel operators are coming and graduating from the school, and they are doing very well, and we love to see that happening. So yes, now actually it has changed. It's big. It's,
I mean, with the boom and
with
all
the boom, and people, the general public, they their perception has changed actually. They see this also as a very potential industry, and when you are, I mean, the hotelier as a very recognized character.
Right. So we will take a small break and we will be back with you soon.
Do you know that in the last 40 years, life expectancy has doubled? What will happen in the next 4 decades? Visit Medicare 2010. Do you know the places that you can get preventive solutions to diabetes in this country? Are you born without hearing? To hear with our ear, visit Medicare 2010. Why should you preserve your cord blood? Visit Medicare 2010. National Healthcare Exhibition Medicare 2010, 5th to 7th March at the BMI CH, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Organized by the Department of Health, Western Province, in association with the Ministry of Health.
Welcome to In Style.
I enjoy myself.
Tell me what you want in here. If they have a very small house,
I like an editorial shoot, a fashion shoot.
And see what's happening outside this country.
It's my life. It's my life.
Welcome back. You're watching iBond Sri Lanka, and we are speaking to Mr. Priyal Pereira, and he is the General Secretary of the Ceylon Hotel Schools Graduate Association and also the Managing Director of the JISPA Catering Equipment and Supplies. So, Mr. Pereira, to start from where we stopped actually.
Yes.
I just also wanted to talk about the aspect you subtly referred. You talk about that there are a lot of hotel schools mushrooming everywhere.
Yes.
So just wanted to ask you whether there is a monitoring body, whether there is a controlling body to see what these hotel schools are, whether the certificates they are giving is actually valid, how much recognition does it have?
Well, actually, I mean, we are very concerned about it, but I mean, we don't have really the power to, you know, to take actions or, you know, to really even to monitor. But we, I mean, we always guide, you know, the students, and, you know, whenever possible, we, you know, through our advertising, through our network, you know, we have a lot of network within hoteliers, you know, so they, I mean, this mushroom hotel schools, actually they cater to a different, I think they cater to a different market where, you know, people just after school, you know, they don't know what to do. Sometimes they see the advertisement and they want a quick buck, you know, they want to go to Middle East or they want to go abroad, you know, so they think that's the right way, you know, you go through the hotel school, you know, for 6 months and then try to find a job. Sometimes they are without a job, you know, but I always advise, you know, the people who want to be real professional hoteliers, you know, come and join the SLIT-HM, that is Sri Lanka Institute of Tourism and Hotel Management, where they take care of you and they are responsible for your future, and they make you a professional hotelier. And with your commitment and with your intelligence, you know, with this background, I think sky is the limit, you know, because we have seen lot of top hoteliers who are past graduates of the school. You know, if you look at all these top class hotels, except for 1 or 2 hotels where the top positions are expats, but all the rest of the top hotels, Colombo Resort, maybe Kandy, Round Trip hotels, they are managed by the hotel school graduates actually.
So now these hotel school graduates, they find work mainly in the hotels and resorts like that, or what about the other entertainment houses, not hotels I'm talking about, like restaurants and all that?
Yes.
So do your graduates also
Yes,
get work
yes,
there?
yes. Actually, it expands into vast sectors, you know, because there are good restaurants, you know, they go as general managers or the managers of those restaurants. And also, if you take, you know, let's take a big factory group, you know, where they cater to all the staff, you know, you need to manage, you know, the catering there, you know, so they go as catering managers, they go as operation managers in charge of catering, you know, so, and there are a lot of hotel school graduates got opportunities with, you know, high salaries in big positions in these big
in restaurants, but
in
which
restaurants
are not hotels actually.
Yeah, which are not directly hotels. There are hotels, I mean, their first preference is the hotels, but in the catering sector, in the restaurant sector, and
other entertainment houses.
You know, you get all these big time entertainment houses, you know, everywhere you see them then excelling. And also internationally, you know, I would love to see, you know, even in places like Vietnam, Singapore, you know, in Australia, you know, even our current president of the association, Mr. Sarath Fernando, he's a Australian, I mean, he's a Sri Lankan, but with the Australian citizenship, and he held, you know, big positions in Australia as general manager, and that is, I mean, he's a past graduate, you know, that's the base actually, you know.
So in the course of the training, they are also groomed to be managers, and the managerial skills are also trained in the course.
Yes, that's a big part of it actually. It's management studies is a large component of the entire curriculum, you know, because it's not only you know, cook and serve, it's also how to think as managers, how to think and work as professional managers, you know, they really train you on management aspect.
So you are also now the managing director of the GISP catering equipment, and that is your own company, right? So this experience and this training, did it also help you to get to this position?
I think very much. I think it's always the hotel school, because right now whatever I am, it's because of the school, because and I'm very grateful for the people who sort of encouraged me to join the hotel school those days, because we also didn't know, in my former bosses when I was in the hotel industry, and they gave me all the